Hi, my name is Darren Franceschini. I'm the initial investor and co-founder of Fideum Group. You can find us at fideum.group online.
Thanks for that. With the involvement of over 100 projects and startups, what are some key insights you've gained about the cryptocurrency ecosystem as the challenges faced by emerging projects?
I believe the biggest problem is because there's so much noise in the entire space. It needs to be reduced, and it needs to be simplified for users to be able to understand what they can use, how they can use it, and how they can best use the tools to capitalize on making the best financial decisions.
What inspired the founding of Fideum, and how does the company aim to empower financial institutions, banks, SMEs, and integrating digital asset banking products and services?
So it's an interesting story. The three founders are, I've been in the space for about 10 years. Anastasia, the CEO, has been in the space for about 8. Kelj has been in the space when I brought him in 2013. He was my best friend of 20 years. We all realized that the space is so fragmented, it needs an application that allows to aggregate all services and products into one place. And one person doesn't have to learn or figure out where all their assets are. They store them in one place, they operate in one place, and they facilitate everything in one place. When the bear market happened, we have a license in Lithuania, El Salvador, Canada, Australia. We realized that we could start to serve the institutional side of the business with our technology as well as our licenses. That really helped and allowed us to survive the bear. And then we got into the MasterCard Lighthouse Definitive Program, which we won. So now we're partnered with MasterCard, and that opened up doors for us. It also provided validation, but it opened up doors for us to start talking to banks, become an industry leader in the Nordics and Baltics, to sit down with regulators, to sit down with everyone and have an actual voice at the table. So we've built our architecture, we have the experience, and now we're looking to, fix it from there, work with everyone on the inside.
That's great.
Yes.
What sets Fideum apart from other players in the digital asset banking space, and how does the company ensure that partners stay ahead in terms of protecting investments and shaping the future?
Effectively, we just have the experience in the space. We're also talking with industry leaders. We've advised on many different global fronts where we spoke to governments, etc. So we have the experience on our side, and I think that really helps with the validation when we talk to these large institutions, and we're trying to shape the space there.
What emerging trends do you foresee shaping the future of digital asset banking, and how is Fideum positioning itself to capitalize on these trends?
So, banks, I still believe, in most jurisdictions are a little unfavorable towards crypto. However, the way that we've started to get them to appreciate users for traditional banks is we're assisting them with AML monitoring tools that allow them to not just close clients' accounts because they participate in crypto. We provide risk scores and that type of stuff. So we're just easily, bringing them into the space and allowing them to understand that these people are not money launderers, they're not terrorists, they're just individuals who wanted to invest and made some money and would like to bring it back out into the system. So we're one step at a time. I believe it's going to take a long time to get there, but as long as we make very small strides, we'll get there eventually.
Looking ahead, what is your vision for Fideum and its role in driving innovation and adoption in the digital asset banking space?
We are protocol agnostic, we are token agnostic, we are company agnostic. We like to bring different products and services from different companies and offer them to our users through our platform. It just provides one easy, accessible space that individuals can still participate with a different company's API or product and service, but not leave our application. And we believe that, there's no competition in this space. It's a very fragmented space. We all should work together and become stronger because the banking institutions do have that power over us.
Well, great. Then my next set of questions are going to be a little bit more general, but feel free to tie them back to see fit. So can you share your perspective on the most significant developments in the blockchain space over the last year?
Over the last year?
Plural.
Okay. Over the last year, I'm old school in this space. I see ETFs and larger institutions coming in, which brings more regulations. I think it's a good thing for more adoption. I believe that that's going to have a larger trajectory in the space, allowing more institutional, more accredited investors and more experienced investors to come into the space. I don't know if it's a good thing yet or not. We shall see. this year has been great, that we've already hit an all-time high, but that's very exciting news. I'm very excited to see where it goes, and yeah.
How do you see the role of traditional finance institutions evolving with the rise of decentralized finance and blockchain technology?
I don't believe that traditional finance and big banks will ever go into DeFi. I think it's going to always be a hybrid model. I believe that they're still going to have some custody within the architecture of DeFi. So, the entry and exit points are going to have to be custodied. Otherwise, TradFi won't be interested. But I do believe that the synergies are coming. And I can tell you from speaking with banks, they may not publicly say it, but lots of them have big development arms with a bunch of developers looking into the blockchain and crypto space.
What do you see as the biggest challenge facing the adoption of blockchain technologies, and how can the industry overcome them?
I think it's just education of retail users and that type of stuff. Trying to understand private keys, public keys, etc. A simplified process of entry and exit, and just trying to explain to people that have been burned in the past on bull and bear that these are normal cycles in markets, and it shouldn't be something that you just completely throw to the side. You just have to understand cycles.
How do you envision the future of Web3, and what impact do you think it will have on the internet as we know it?
I'm more excited about Web 4, but I do believe that Web 3 is the stepping stone that we need to get to Web 4. Web 2 is very significant. I believe Web 3 is kind of the alpha testing ground for when we move to the next evolutionary step.
Which looks how?
More on
but so that put out that to like Twitter.
More on like a hybrid model, but also doing more with IoTs, more with artificial intelligence, adapting things, making nodes and infrastructures less dependent on physical attributes, providing less hash power needed so that the networks can run more efficiently and faster. And it's the biggest problem with adopting AI onto blockchain technology now. The hash rate just does not allow it to run at optimal speeds. So if it's completely decentralized, completely unneeded of actual tangible devices or DePINs, like everyone likes to be talking about today, I believe that we'll see a faster and more constructive new evolution of technology.
What advice would you give to new entrepreneurs entering the blockchain and crypto space today?
Depends on what jurisdiction they're in. I do believe that makes a big difference. I think they need to educate themselves on rules and regulations. I think that if they're an individual in North America, they need to be very careful on structuring and understanding what their rights and what they're capable of doing. I believe if you're in Europe, they have the capabilities of following legal regulations, and that's great. I think it's a new and emerging space. I believe the first step that they should do is get a job with a company. Everybody's always looking to hire here and learn from the ground up and learn from the inside. And I believe you'll be much more well suited to start your own project in the future once you've either seen someone succeed or fail.